Good morning. How are you? And I hope you must have solved, practiced the numericals. Now we'll move on to the remaining questions. थोड़े से questions हैं, and then we can go to the theory articles. So, आज का पहला question. A tuning fork P produces 8 beats per second with a tuning fork Q. Tuning fork P produces 8 beats with tuning fork Q means that the difference of frequencies, frequency of P minus frequency of Q or Q minus P is how much? 8 hertz. Right? If the frequency of the fork Q is 320 hertz, fork Q की frequency है 320 hertz. Okay. When the prongs of P are loaded with a little wax, wax is loaded on the prongs of P. उस पे prongs समझता है ना? Prongs मतलब ये जो आपका tuning fork है, this is the stem of the tuning fork, and these two are prongs of the tuning fork. So some wax is put on the prongs of which fork? Fork P. Okay. The number of beats heard is 6. तो अब क्या होता? 6 beats सुनाई देते हैं. Okay. When wax is loaded on the prongs of P, due to that wax, its frequency of vibration will decrease. Wax डालने के कारण उसकी frequency क्या हो जाएगी? कम हो जाएगी. Therefore, the number of beats will change. So now the new frequency of P minus Q or Q minus P is now how much? 6 hertz. Okay. Find the frequency of P. P की frequency आपको find करना है. Find the frequency of P. This is the question. Question समझ लो अच्छी तरह से. दो forks हैं P and Q. उनके frequencies का difference है 8. Q की frequency है 320 hertz. Wax is added on the prongs of P, so its frequency will decrease. जब wax डालेंगे तो its frequency will decrease, and due to that its frequency changes. So number of beats now changes to 6. P की frequency change हो गई, तो P minus Q और Q minus P कितना हो गया? 6. We have to find the frequency of P. Initially, when no wax is added, the difference of frequencies is 8. Q की frequency है 320, तो P की frequency only 2 chances, either 320 plus 8 or 320 minus 8. दोनों में से कुछ एक हो सकता है. Means what you have to find out is which frequency is greater. सिर्फ एक बात हमको फाइंड करना है, P की फ्रीक्वेंसी ज्यादा है या Q की फ्रीक्वेंसी ज्यादा है. अगर P की फ्रीक्वेंसी ज्यादा है तो फिर 320 प्लस 8 हो जाएगा. अगर P की फ्रीक्वेंसी कम है तो 320 माइनस 8 हो जाएगा. So only thing you have to find out is which one is greater, frequency of P or frequency of Q. Think over it. सोचो इसके ऊपर. In such type of questions, you follow only one method. क्या करो? Assume करो कि P की फ्रीक्वेंसी ज्यादा है, या दूसरा assumption क्या हो सकता है? P की फ्रीक्वेंसी कम है. आप कुछ भी assume कर सकते हो. Suppose आप assume करते हो, suppose if frequency of P is greater than frequency of Q. Anything you can assume. You can assume P greater than Q, or you can assume Q greater than P. तो हमने क्या assume किया? P is greater than Q. Then this formula will be P greater है, so this will be P minus Q is equal to 8, isn't it? P is greater than Q, so this will be P minus Q is equal to 8. Now draw a number line. एक number line draw करो. P is greater than Q. As P is greater, it will be towards right or left? Greater values will be towards right. तो P यहां पर होगा और Q यहां पर होगा. P की फ्रीक्वेंसी Q से ज्यादा है, we have assumed that. और इनका डिफरेंस कितना है? 8 hertz. Their difference is 8. Correct? This is the first condition. Now he says, when prongs of P are loaded with wax, its frequency will decrease. Wax add करने के बाद P की frequency कम हो जाएगी, तो वो right में जाएगी कि left में जाएगी? Obviously, it will decrease, means it will go towards left. So new frequency of P dash will be here, P के left में. तो अब डिफरेंस यानी कि नंबर ऑफ बीट्स क्या हुआ? बढ़ा कि कम हुआ? कम हुआ, 8 हर्ट्ज से कम. मींस नाउ बीट्स विल बी लेस देन 8. नाउ द नंबर ऑफ बीट्स विल बी लेस देन 8. एंड व्हाट इज गिवन? इट इज गिवन दैट नंबर ऑफ बीट्स इज 6, मींस लेस देन 8. है ना? जब वैक्स डाला तो नंबर ऑफ बीट्स कितने हो गए? 6 हो गए, मींस दे आर लेस देन 8. मींस आवर assumption is correct, means P is greater than Q. So P minus Q is equal to 8. So P minus Q is 320 is equal to 8. So P is equal to 328 hertz. Frequency of P is 328 hertz. So we assume that P is greater than Q, and you got this. आप इसके उलट अगर assume करते, अगर आप ऐसे assume करते कि Q is greater than P, तो क्या होता? Suppose you assume that Q is greater than P, then Q minus P is equal to 8 hertz. Q is greater than P, so Q minus P will be equal to 8. You draw the number line. Now Q is greater, तो Q होगा right में और P होगा left में, और उनका डिफरेंस कितना है? Their difference is 8 hertz. We have assumed that Q is greater than P. Now wax is added on P, so its frequency will decrease. जब wax डालेंगे तो P की फ्रीक्वेंसी कम होगी, तो P की फ्रीक्वेंसी किस ओर जाएगी? राइट में कि लेफ्ट में? कम होगी मतलब लेफ्ट में. सो दिस विल बी P डैश, न्यू फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ P. सो नंबर ऑफ बीट्स क्या हो गए? 8 से बढ़ गए. सो नाउ नंबर ऑफ बीट्स विल बी ग्रेटर देन 8. According to our assumption, if Q is greater than P, the number of beats will be greater than 8. But what is given? It is given that number of beats become 6. Number of beats कम होते हैं. अपने assumption के हिसाब से number of beats क्या हो रहा है? बढ़ रहे हैं. Means our assumption is wrong. Our assumption is wrong. Means Q is not greater than P, but P is greater than Q. So again, you will write P minus Q is equal to 8. You'll put here 320. So P is equal to 328 hertz. So that's how you can solve such type of questions. And for board level, you have to write it in proper manner. ये हम तो रफ में नंबर लाइन ड्रॉ करके डायरेक्टली MCQ फॉर्म में है तो सॉल्व कर सकते हैं, लेकिन बोर्ड में स्टेप्स कैरी मार्क्स, सो यू हैव टू राइट ईच एंड एवरी स्टेप क्लियरली. ओके, उसको कैसे लिखेंगे? अगर बोर्ड में ये क्वेश्चन आता है तो कैसे लिखेंगे? If the question is asked in board, we'll start with let P be greater than Q. Then P minus Q is equal to 8 hertz. Correct? फिर नंबर लाइन ड्रॉ करो. P, Q, this is 8 hertz, right? P dash beats less than 8. करेक्ट? इसके बाद में इसको वर्ड्स में लिखना पड़ेगा. यू विल हैव टू राइट दिस इन वर्ड. व्हेन prongs of P are loaded with wax, its frequency will decrease. Right? Correct? Then, therefore, number of beats will be less than 8, and P dash minus Q is equal to 6 given. Therefore, our assumption is correct. Our assumption is correct. Therefore, P minus Q is equal to 8. Then you'll put the value of Q there. That will give you 328 hertz. Get it? So your answer is 328 hertz. Next question. A tuning fork P produces 5 beats per second with a tuning fork Q. Means P minus Q or Q minus P is equal to 5 hertz. Tuning fork P produces 5 beats with tuning fork Q. कौन सा बड़ा है हमको मालूम नहीं है. Okay. The frequency of the fork P is 500 hertz. P की frequency है 500 hertz. Okay. When the prongs of tuning fork P are filed, prongs of tuning fork P are filed. Filing का मतलब मालूम है क्या? Filing means removing the material. Filing means removing the material. घिसकर उसको त्याला घासून मटेरियल कमी करायचा त्याला म्हणतो आपण filing. So prongs of P are filed. Prongs of P are filed. When the prongs of P are filed, when the material is removed, what will happen? The frequency will increase. Means the frequency of P will increase. When the prongs of P are filed, the beat frequency is found to be 7 beats per second. Means the new frequency of P minus Q will be equal to 7 hertz. Okay. Find the natural frequency of Q. Q की natural frequency क्या है? Previous question जैसे हमने solve किया था वैसे ही करना है इसको. The only difference is वहां पर वैक्स डाला था हमने, तो वैक्स डालने से फ्रीक्वेंसी कम हुई थी. यहां पर फाइलिंग की है, फाइलिंग करने के कारण फ्रीक्वेंसी बढ़ेगी. You have to solve it in the same manner. Okay. So your answer will be 495 hertz. Your answer should be 495 hertz. खुद इसको solve करो and check whether you get the answer. The oscillation of a particle due to one wave is given by x is equal to 2 sine 20 pi t, and another is x equal to 2 root 2 sine 10 pi t. Right? If both the waves are incident simultaneously on a particle, both the waves are incident simultaneously on a particle, मतलब दोनों का superposition हो रहा है, there is superposition. Find the resultant displacement. ये है x1, ये है x2. You have to find x. Find the resultant displacement at a time equal to 0.125 second. X and t are in CGS. We'll find out x1 and x2 separately. x1 is 2 sine 20 pi. T is 0.125. 0.125 means 1 by 8. है ना? 0.5, 1 by 2. 0.25, 1 by 4. 0.25 का आधा 0.125, 1 by 4 का आधा, 1 by 8. So this is 4 2s are 4 5s are. So x1 is equal to 2 sine 5 pi by 2. Correct? Sine of 5 pi by 2 कैसे फाइंड करेंगे? Okay, this is 180 degree, right? So 450. 450 means 360 plus 90, right? 450 means 360 plus 90. 360 मतलब क्या? 2 pi. So sine of 2 pi plus 90 is sine of 90, that is 1. So x1 is equal to 2 centimeter. Sine 5 pi by 2. Sine 5 pi by 2 is sine 2 pi plus pi by 2. 2 pi plus pi by 2. 2 2s are 4 pi plus pi, 5 pi by 2. So this is directly, you can, if you can directly say it is 2 pi plus pi by 2. 5 pi by 2 मतलब, और pi की जगह 180 डिग्री डालो, 450 आया, 450 मतलब 360 plus 90 is 2 pi plus 90, and sine of 2 pi plus theta is sine theta. So it is 2 into 1, that is 2 centimeter. You got x1. x2 is 2 root 2 sine 10 pi t. T is again 1 by 8. So it is 4, 2 4s are, 2 5s are. So this is 2 root 2 sine 5 pi by 4. 5 pi by 2 की जगह क्या है? ये 5 pi by 4 मतलब आधा, मतलब 450 का आधा 225 है ना? या फिर ऐसे करो इसको, 5 into 180 upon 4. 4 4s are 16, carry 2, 4 5s are 20, that is equal to 5 5s are 25, carry 2, 5 4s are 20 plus 2, 22, 225. So this is 2 root 2 sine 225 means 180 plus 45 है ना? 180 plus 45 कितना होगा? 225. So it is sine pi plus theta. Sine 180 plus theta is sine theta. So you have to find the sine of 45 degree. Sine of 45 degree कितना है? 1 by root 2. So this will be, x2 will be 2 root 2 into 1 by root 2. This root 2 gets cancelled. X2 is equal to 2. I'm sorry, minus 2. Sine 180 plus theta. So it will be minus 2. So x1 is 2. x2 is minus 2. So the net displacement will be 2 plus minus 2. That is equal to 0. Two progressive waves are given by, दो वेव्स की इक्वेशन दी हुई है. y1 is equal to a sine 2 pi by lambda vt minus x, and y2 is equal to a cos 2 pi by lambda vt minus x. Okay. What is the phase difference between the two? I think there is no need for any explanation. This is a sine 2 pi by lambda vt minus x. This is a cos, and cos theta होता है sine of 90 plus theta. बाकी सब तो वही है, right? So cos theta is sine of 90 plus theta. मतलब इन दोनों में फेज डिफरेंस कितना है? Obviously 90 degree, that is pi by